Hello guys, welcome to my channel Test Code Automate. So this is my 8th video for the Playwright with TypeScript series. In this video, I would be covering different getBy methods in Playwright. So let's start with the first one, which is getByLabel. So this getByLabel method allows locating input elements by the text of associated label or this area labeled by element or by the area labeled attribute. Okay, and what is this area? So you can consider it as the different roles or attribute. Okay, this area is accessible rich internet applications is set of roles and attribute that define way to make web content or the web application more accessible to people with disabilities. Okay, so it is kind of roles and attributes. Okay, nothing new, but it is more useful for the people with the disabilities. Okay, if we provide these, and we need to use this locator when we are locating form fields. Okay, so let's understand it with the help of an example. So let me open Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I'm using this same TypeScript file practicelocator.spec.ts, which we have used to understand the locator concept with the selector and different options. Okay, now I've already created this third test block, which is test, and we have given this title of practice of getBy methods, and I've already put this anonymous function, which should be async with the page fixture. And for this particular video, we are going to use this site, which is democommerce.com. Okay, we would be going on to the login page. Okay, I would be providing the link of this particular site into the description. You can use it for your practice also. Okay, this would be the first site which we would be using. This in between we would also be using this Swag labs also. So let's start. So to detect or to practice about this getByLabel method, let's use this particular field as into the this document. Also we told that we need to use this locator when locating form fields. Okay, so let's use this email form field, which is this one. Okay, so let me inspect this particular element. Okay, so see here this is the input field, and for this we have this label. Okay, a label HTML tag is there. Okay, which is this email. Okay, and which is having the email text. So into the description also, which into this document we told the same thing, right? Allowing input elements by text of associated label, right? So we are going to use the text only of this particular associated label of the input field, which is email colon. Okay, so let's use it. So now we need to put this await page dot get. If you will type get, you would be able to see, let's say if you type this getBy, you would be able to see all these methods, right? About which we are going to talk about into this video. So let's use this getByLabel method. Okay, and what exactly we need to put here? This getByLabel, we are going to put this label, right, which is email colon. Okay, so this is the text of the associated label field, right? And then let's fill some email ID. So test code automate @gmail.com. Okay, now let me run till this particular point into the debug mode only. Okay, so now it would be running it into the Chrome browser only, as we are using this extension to run this particular application. Okay, so it will open that site and not start, it has stopped at this particular line. So let's see. So now once we will move to the next line, it should fill value here, right? Now step over. Okay, so see here it has already filled this particular value, right? So through getByLabel method, we are able to detect this input field, right, through this email label. Okay, now let me continue, so it will stop the execution. And one more thing, so by default, if you will look at this Playwright documentation, so they are recommending to use this code generator to generate a locator, right? And then edit it as you like. So this code generator is kind of this record and play thing which we have learned, right? Which will kind of generate the code. We can also open this code generator with the help of command also. For now, the same thing would happen with the help of this pick locator also, right? It would be kind of generate that particular locator which we can copy and paste. So for now, let's use this pick locator, right? We would be learning about this code gen into our upcoming videos. Okay, so let's use uh, pick locator just to locate the same uh, element, right? So see here, when I'm mouse hovering using this pick locator, so it is suggesting me the same method, right? getByLabel with this email uh, of this particular text of this particular label, right, which is email. So if I will go here and see here, the same locator got copied. So we have used the same thing. So that's what Playwright is recommending. Rather than creating it by your own, you can directly use this code gen or this record method or pick locator. Okay. Now, one more thing here, we can also give the partial thing. So let me again run it. Okay, so see here, we were able to type just by using this partial text also, right? Although here into the site, if you will see, the text of this particular label is email colon, but we have just given the email. And let's say if you want to restrict this particular thing, okay, so you can, let's say if you want to restrict it to that, it should be exactly matching whatever the text we are giving here, right? Then only should be able to detect the element. So you can use this second option, which is this exact, right? And it should be boolean, which should be true, right? So we need to put the curly braces, exact colon true, right? Now let me run this script again. So now what I have to told that I want to match a particular element using this getByLabel method, which should have exact this string, right? Email. But into the application, if you will see, it is email colon, and here we are telling it should match exactly like email, so it will fail, right? Let's run it. So here again it has logged, it has opened this link, and now it will try to detect the element, right? But as we have given it this option where we want this label to be exactly like this, right? Exact is true, so it is searching for the email and not for the label, which is email colon, right? So it will wait for 30 seconds by default, which is configured into this configuration file of Playwright, and then it will fail. So see, it is not able to detect the element, and this test timeout of 3000 millisecond exceeded. Okay, so for now, let's put the colon here, and if you want to remove this and want to use just the substring, that also you can do, right? Okay, so now moving on to the next method, which is getByPlaceholder. Okay, so this getByPlaceholder method allows locating input elements by the placeholder text. Okay, and when we need to use it, I've highlighted these points with this green. So this is Playwright recommended thing that when we need to use this particular method, right? So here Playwright is telling us to use this locator when locating form elements that do not have label but do have placeholder texts. Okay, so let me give you one example. So here, if you will see, this the search field is not having any label, right? But it is having placeholder. What is placeholder? So if you will click here, or if you will see this search store, this is not a value, but it is placeholder. That here it is telling the user that we can search anything into the store from here, right? We need to type. Okay, so let's use this particular locator, and let me use this pick locator again. So rather than directly using that traditional method, right, where we were using the browser inspector, right, inspect element tool, we are using this pick locator thing now. So see here, it is showing me the same method, right? getByPlaceholder, and it is giving that placeholder text here, right? Let me copy this thing. Okay, see here, it will appear into this pick locator thing. You can just enter to copy it, and the same thing you would be able to see it here, right? If you will look at into the developers tool, let's mouse over onto the same field. So see here, this is the input HTML element, and here you would be able to see this placeholder search store, right? And that's what we were able to see same here into this pick locator thing, right? So let's copy this, await page, and with the help of pick locator we have already copied this method. So see here, it is using getByPlaceholder, and search store is the text of this placeholder, and same we are able to see here into the attribute value. Placeholder is the attribute and its value is search store. Okay, now let's fill something like mobile. Okay, oops, sorry, fill and then mobile. Okay, so now what it will do, it will it will look for this particular element which is having the placeholder text as search store, and then it is going to fill the mobile value inside it, right? And the same thing here, you can also search the substring, and here we have the second option, right, where you can use the same thing, exact colon true. So in that case it would be matching for the exact text rather than using the half text or substring, right? And we can also use the regular expression also in the same case. Okay, so you can we have already talked about the regular expression into my locator videos, right? So you can explore it more. For now we would be using text only, right, the string only. So let's run it quickly. So here it will open the application, it will type the email, and it will type this mobile here, right, into the search field. Okay, so now coming on to the third method, which is getByText. So this getByText method allows locating element that contain given text. Okay, and you can match by a substring, exact string, or the regular expression when using this method. Okay, and this Playwright team is recommending to use the text locator to find non-interactive elements like div, span, p, okay, this paragraph, etc. For interactive elements like button, anchor tag, input, etc., use the role locator. So for now, we would be using it for the non-interactive elements which Playwright is recommending. Okay, so let's go to the application, and let's try to detect this new customer thing, right? And here let's not perform any action, we will just try to read the text of this new customer element which we detect using the getByText method. So I'm not giving any comments for this. I mean, this method name is already self-explanatory that what we are doing, right? Await page dot get. See here we are able to see all those options. Let's use this getByText. Okay, so let's take that particular text which is new customer, right? So let's for now let's take the substring only, which is new cust, right, rather than typing the complete customer, and see that example. Okay, and let's console log this particular thing. Okay, console.log, and here let me get oh, text content we need to get, right? So it would be kind of reading the text value of this particular element and put it there into the console log, right? So this console log would be kind of printing the value of this particular element, right? Which we are getting through this getByText. Okay, and here I have just provided the substring. So let's run it into the console. We would be able to see this new customer. See, so we have detected this this element using this getByText by giving just the substring. But see here we are able to read the complete string, right? Because in that element the complete string new customer is there. So the same thing here also, which is applicable for each and every method which we have talked about. This exact thing, right? If you will use this exact, so it will be looking for the exact text only, right? So if I will type this here, so it would look for the element using this getByText method, which is having text exactly like new cust, not the new customer, right? So it will fail, right? Because we have given this option of exact equals to true. Okay, let it run. So see here, it is waiting, but it will fail. It will not be able to find any element with the text of this new cust, the exact text, right? Let it complete, and then we would type exactly like a new customer after this, and it would be able to detect the element. Think, yeah, see, it got failed, and this test time out of 3000 millisecond exceeded, right? Because it was trying to find for the element which is having this text, same text exact. Okay, now let's put the complete text new customer, and then if I will run, so I would be able to see the text here into the console log for this particular element. See, new customer. Okay, and here also the same thing, you can use the regular expressions also, so you can practice about it with the different options, right? Okay, so now coming on to the fourth method, which is getByAltText. Okay, so this getByAltText method allows locating element by their alt text. Okay, and when we need to use it, I have highlighted these all these points into the green, that when Playwright is recommending to use this particular methods, right? So we need to use this locator, this getByAltText locator, when your element supports alt text, okay, such as image and area element. So these image and area elements supports this alt text attribute, right? So let's see it into the application. Okay, so there is this image, right? Let's inspect it. So see here, if you will see this image is having this alt attribute, right? And its value, its alt text value is nopcommerce demo store. So let's use the same thing. Okay, directly I'm using this browser developers tool to get the value. Okay, you can also use the pick locator thing or the record option. Okay, so let's type it. Await page dot, we are going to use this getByAltText method, and the alt text we have already copied from this image text alt attribute with this value, right? No commas demo store. So let's put this value, and let's try to click here. Okay, so now it will be finding the element using this alt text. It will try to find the element which is having this alt attribute text, right? This one, and same thing is going to be applicable here. We can provide the substring, and we can also give the regular expression, and if we want to just search for the exact value, then use this exact option, right? Exact colon true, like here we have used. Okay, I'm not doing this for now again, but yeah, you can explore this options. Okay, let's run it. So see here into the application, it will open the link, it will type all those things, and now see here it kind of clicked onto this knob commerce, so this login page is gone. Okay, and here it has clicked. See, same page is appearing if we click manually also. Okay, for now we are not using any assertion to check that particular thing is passed or failed. We are just performing the kind of actions only, but about the assertion also we would be learning into the upcoming videos. Okay, so now let's look for the next method, which is getByRole. Sorry, the fifth one we left, right? Which is getByTitle. Okay, so this method allows this getByTitle method allows locating elements by their title attribute. Okay, and we need Playwright is recommending to use this locator method. Okay, when your element has the title attribute. Okay, so let's see if one of our element is having this title attribute. Okay, let's see. Let's put it at the bottom. Let me check if any element is having this title attribute. Okay, let's look for this one. Inspect it. Okay, what happened? We have clicked on it. Sorry. Inspect this. Okay, so see here we are able to see the title of this particular anchor tag element, right, which is electronics. So it is having the text of electronics, but it is having the title of show product in category electronics. Okay, so let's copy this one and let's use this method get by title, right? So page dot get by title. Okay, and here we can provide the same thing, right? The complete text you can provide, substring you can provide, the regular expression you can provide, and there is this second option which is exact. You can give, right, if you want to just look for the exact text. And for now I'm just directly giving the complete text, and then let's click here. Okay, let me close all the browser, then we will run it. Okay, let me run it into the debug mode just to show you debug mode. So it is going to perform all these options after opening the link. So see, type this. Okay, now it has stopped after clicking onto this knob commerce, right, using that alt text. Now see here, it will, once we move to the next, it will try to click onto this get element which is having title of show product in category electronics, right, which is this element, right. It will try to click onto, where is that element? It is onto the second page, right, onto this element, right, which is having this same title. Okay, and once we click here, it will be going to this page, right, electronics page. So let's tap over. So here we would be going on to that page, right? Step, or let's resume it. So here it is able to detect the three elements, right, using the same title. Why so? Because there are three different elements which are having the same title, and it is not the unique value. So for now, what we can do, out of this third, let's try to click onto the first occurrence only. So for that, we have this first method. For now, I'm directly using it. I can explain about this first method into the separate video into more detail. For now, just use it. First method. So what it is doing, it is trying to detect the element using this title show product in category electronics. And here we can able to see, right, we are able to see strict mode violation, because with this title it is able to detect the three elements. So we are using this first method. So what it will do, out of this three, it will find this first one, and then it will click on it. So now let's run it again. See, now we are here onto this electronics section. Let me again run it into the debug mode. So it will again open the application. See, it will do all those operations, searching, typing, clicking on this thing, and now see here, automatically this field is getting highlighted, right? getByTitle, which is using this title dot first, is the first occurrence. In simple word, you can just understand that we are able to detect three different elements with the same title, but we are clicking onto the first one using this first method. Okay, and let's step over. So see, it has clicked onto this one, electronics link with this title. Okay, and the same thing, you can also provide the sub text regular expression, and that exact option is also available here. So now coming on to the next method, which is getByRole. Okay, so this getByRole method allows locating element by their area role, area attribute, and accessible name. Okay, and we have talked about this area, right? What is this area? Is a kind of accessible rich internet application. Okay, area is set of rules and attribute. Okay, that defines ways to make web content or the web application more accessible to people with the disabilities, right? So that's why developer uses this area tag or the attribute rules to make it more accessible. And this get by rule kind of this method is going to use these area attribute only, right? And this rule locator includes button, checkboxes, heading, link, list, table, and many more, right? And follows the W3 specification for area role, area attribute, and accessible name. Okay. And when we need to use it is this one. Playwright is recommending to prioritizing this role locator to locate the element over any other method, right? As it is the closest way to how user and assistive technology perceives the page. Okay, so it is the most recommended method to detect that particular element, right? Okay, and about this area, if you want to go in deep or go more, learn more, so you can click onto this link. So it will be navigating you to the pages where you can learn about it. This area tags or the rules or the attribute of this thing, right? For now, let's understand it into the simple language how this get by role method would be useful for us. So let's go to Visual Studio. So see, wait, now let's use the pick locator for now to detect some elements. Okay, so pick locator. Okay, so here let's see some of the elements. Okay, so see this search button for an example. If I mouse over on it, so it is using, see, Playwright only it is recommending to use this get by role method for this button, right? And the first parameter is the kind of role of that particular HTML element, which is button. And the second parameter is the name of that particular element, right? So let me show it here into the this one also. See, let's copy the same element. Okay, page dot get by role button, and the name is search of that particular button. Let's mouse over onto this one. So see here, get by role method have, it kind of uses this, it can read different rules, right? Alert, application, banner, and so on, cell, checkbox. For now, and 67 more. So for now we are using the role as button. So we are trying to detect the element which has role of button. Okay, and the second attribute is this options. So here we are providing the name of that particular button role, right, which is search. Okay, and if we will click here, so it will kind of search for the element. For now we have not entered anything, so it is showing like this, please enter some search keyword. Okay, let's enter it, right? Previously we have entered the value into the search bar, so let's put it before this line so that we would be able to search it. Okay, let me run that into the debug mode only, so same method or the same button will get highlighted. So see, it typed the mobile with this particular line, we put it here, and now it is kind of highlighting this thing, right? Get by role. Here also, if you want to kind of highlight something, let's say if you want to check this, so just click here So this element will get highlighted, right? So this is this Playwright extension feature. Now let's click here. So see, this element is getting highlighted. So it is able to detect this this button using this getByRole. The role is button which is having the name of search. Okay. And if I will step over, so it will click onto this element, right? Search button. It has not clicked. I think I've clicked somewhere else. Let's run it again in a one go. Oh, sorry, it is not clicking because I have not provided the click method itself. Okay, my bad. So now let's run it again. See, now it automatically clicked onto that search button, and here it is kind of searching for that mobile. For now, there is no products were found that matches the criteria. Okay, so let's try to highlight or the pick use this pick locator to get or to observe some more elements. Let's go on to the login page for now. Okay, let's use pick locator again. So see if I am highlighting onto these elements also. So it is Playwright is suggesting this getByRole only. See, you are able to see it into this tooltip, right? getByRole, and role is link, okay, for this element, and the name is what is name, the option which we are putting, right? So the name of this particular link is electronic. See here, it is for this one, right? A link, and the name is apparel. Let's highlight some more items. So see here also it is link. It is detecting button as the rule. See here, if I am highlighting, so it is detecting the label for this one. See, for this it is detecting the link. See here also for the login, it is detecting it as the button with the text, the name equals to login. Here also it is button. See, these are the links with the name Facebook and all that. So different role will get detected, right? Whenever we will kind of mouse over to related elements, right? So Playwright is automatically suggesting this getByRole method wherever it can be used, right? So rather than creating this method by your own and then putting the rule or then putting the name of that particular button rule, right? Playwright is automatically suggesting us, so you can directly pick it, copy it, and use it, right? Okay, so now coming on to the next method, which is this getByTestId. Okay, and this getByTestId method locates an element based on this attribute, right, which is data-test id. Okay, and let's say if this data-test id attribute itself is not there into the application, so we can kind of configure the other attributes also, right? And you can use this particular test id, this getByTestId, when you choose to use the test id methodology or when you can't locate by role or text, right? This is recommended by Playwright. So by default, kind of Playwright is telling us to recommend prioritizing this getByRole method if you can use it, okay, and then give the priority to other items, right, or other methods, right? Okay, so and other priorities also they have already recommended, so I've highlighted it with the green color, so you can work on it accordingly, right? So for this to understand this method, we are going to use this Sauce Labs demo site only, this one. Okay, so let me copy this particular link and let's go to this link, right? Page dot go to and this Sauce demo.com. I'm using it into the same test only, or so let's comment it out. This part we have already looked into, and here we are going to, what we are going to do, we are going to use this, we are going to fill value inside this username field, right? So here if you will see, we are also not having the data-test ID attribute, right? But we are having this data-test attribute which we can use, right? And how we can use it, let me tell you. For now, let's directly use this data-test into that getByTestId method. So here you need to use this getByTestId, right? And then you need to give that value. So for now, let's use this username field of this particular attribute data-test, right? And then fill value, anything. Let's fill the test code automate. We are not logging in, so I'm just giving any dummy value, our channel's name. And so for now, what we have done, so if you know, so where also there, see, it is going to use this data-test ID attributes value to kind of detect the element using this getByTestId method, right? But we are not having that attribute itself, so we have given the value of this data-test, and if I run it, it is going to fail. Why? Because it will look for this attribute data-test ID, but here it is able to see this data-test, right? Let's run it quickly. So see, it has opened the source labs, and now it is trying to find the element, but it will not able to find, right? So it is not going to find that particular element. Okay, so it got failed, right? Because we were not having this particular data-test ID attributes value here, right? We have given data-test value to this particular method. So to configure it, you need to do a small configuration through which you would be able to use this value, right? Data-test attribute value. Let me go to this Playwright document itself. Okay, so here Playwright has provided a way, right? So I mean, by default, it is going to use the data-test ID, but we are not having it. So to configure it, we are going to use this particular way, right? So see here, they are kind of configuring this data-pw on place of this data-test ID. So by default, if you configure it, it would be kind of taking the value of this data-pw and will detect the element, right? So to configure it, you need to go to this playwright config.ts. So see here, if you will have a look, we have this playwright config.ts inside your project folder. So if you install it using the playwright extension or the command, so you would directly be getting this playwright config.ts file, right? Okay, and about this we are going to learn more this playwright config.ts file into the different video. For now we would be configuring that setting, right? So see here, if you look at the document, so they are giving the same thing, right? We need to import this define config which is already being used into this file, right? And then we need to use this export default defined config, and inside it we have this use key, okay, and its value we are going to give, right, as the object itself, right? So what is object, let me tell you quickly. So these are, you can consider it as the key, right, and its value. So it is, these values are going to be into the key value pair, right? So we are going to provide this use key, okay, and after colon, its value itself is the object again, right? So inside the object, what happens, we need to put a key and its value, key value pair we need to put, right? So we are going to use this key, and again we are going to give its value as the object, okay, and here we are going to use this test id attribute colon, and on place of data-test id whatever we want to configure, right? So here they have given this data-pw example, right? So see, if their element is having data-pw attribute, so they have configured it, and then they will use its value. And for us, it is this one, data-test, right? Not data-test ID, but data-test. So let's use it. So here you need to put it like this, and then comma, right? Inside the object, this key value pair must be separated by the comma. So this is the object, okay, and where we are providing the key key here, and after colon the value here, and this itself is the complete object, right? So inside the object there is a key whose value is the object itself, and inside the object we are going to provide this key and the value. So it has configured. So what it will do, so now previously our execution got failed, right? Because we have given the username, which so what Playwright was doing, so it was trying to use this method getByTestId method, and it was taking this attribute username, and it was trying to into this DOM, it was trying to find out data-test-id attribute with this value, username value, but it was not able to find, right? Now we have configured it. So rather than using this data-test-id, we are telling the Playwright to use this data-test, right, into the Playwright config, right? You can save it if you have not activated the autosave thing, right? And then if I will run, then in that case we will not get this error now, right? It will automatically be opening the application and will be filling this test code automate. Let me close all the browsers here. Okay, so let's run it again. So once we run it, it will open this application and it will fill this value, right? Test code automate. Test code automate we have given, so it has filled this value, right? By just doing that configuration. So it is the single line configuration which you need to do into the playwright.config.ts file, right? Okay, so I think we have already covered all the methods. So these are these 7 getBy methods which you can use to detect the element. And rather than manually kind of finding the text or placeholder, just use this pick locator thing or this record new thing. So automatically you would get all the code or that particular locator using this option. We can use this code gen also. We are going to talk about it into the feature. So it is kind of the same thing, which is kind of record and playback thing. You would be recording the code using the code gen. Okay, so that's it for this particular video. Okay, let me give you the quick recap. So this getBy method is kind of provided by the Playwright, and Playwright is kind of recommending to use these methods over the locator method, right, which we previously talked about into my this video, 6th and 7th video. If you have not watched it, so go through this Playwright series and watch these videos. Okay, so we are having this different methods like getByLabel, which is going to detect the element using the text of the label, right? Second method is this getByPlaceholder, where it is going to detect the element using the placeholder text. Third is getByText, which is going to use the text of any div, span, paragraph. So Playwright is recommending to use non-interactive element for this if you want to use this getByText method. Then there's this getByAltText. So mainly it uses this alt attributes value, and usually the images or the area elements have that alt text. Now this getByTitle, if any element is having title attribute, you can use it. Then getByRole is kind of allowing locating the element by using this area role, area attribute, or the accessible name. So this we have already used. We are and it is the most recommended method to kind of detect the element, right? So here we have used it, right? We have used all these methods, right? And this getByRole is kind of as the first attribute, you need to give the role of that particular element. So button, it may be button, link, checkbox, and many more, right? It is kind of supporting different roles: checkbox, code, combo box, etc, right? And the second option which you need to provide is the name of that particular row, this element, right? So for this particular, we are going to detect the element which is having the role button with the name search, right? And rather than you creating this particular value, you can directly use this code gen, right, or the pick locator thing. And the coming on to the last one, which is this getByTestId, right? So it is going to use this test id data-test id attribute of this HTML field. And if it is not, if you are not having it, so you can configure it into the playwright.config.ts file by just giving this thing use inside the use. You just need to use this test id attribute colon and data-test, right? So once you put this particular value here or do this configuration, it would be able to, whatever the value, whatever the attribute you give here, it will, this get test id, get by test id method would be kind of reading that particular attribute's value and would be detecting the element. Okay, so that's it from my end. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions, or doubts, please let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.